Hi guys, welcome back. Wait until I show you these pencils. I think I'm in love. This is something really weird and different. As I do my nightly hunt for the rare and weird pencils, I came across this set by Lyra. Now, Lyra is a good pencil set. I mean, they make quality pencils. They're out of Germany, but they are producing pencils in other countries. And I've seen these on the China exchange, Alibaba. I always wondered about that, but it clearly states on the box where your pencils were manufactured. And this is a mute point because these pencils are fantastic. This pencil set, okay, get this, has a 6.2 millimeter core. Think of this. Most of the pencils that you buy have between a 3.3 and a 3.8. This one has a 6.2. And yes, size matters. It's a skin tone set, but there are things about this curation that I really like. So let me just show you the pencils, and then I'm going to do a demo on them for you today too. Look at this barrel. Let me get a good one that stands out a little bit more. Look at the size of that thing. Let me find a smaller barrel. This is a normal size pencil barrel, a 3.3. And this is the 6.2. Look what you're getting. I thought when I first saw them that they were crayons. Since they used the logo with the little kids, which is similar to Crayola, I didn't take these very seriously. I thought I was getting some crayons. And they're also put out for children, and I don't understand this because these are some serious pencils. So here's the difference between them. Now, the Crayola, it's not as pigmented as this. Crayolas are Crayolas. This was only a $4.90, like $4.99. This was under $5. This is $17, but so worth it because I'm going to show you what this pencil can do. Okay, so here are the swatches. Now, the swatches end up here. Each one of these colors has an analogous partner, which I was really appreciative of. So now you have like the two light skin, you have a darker and a lighter. In the red undertones, the skin undertone, you've got a darker, and this has got a red undertone, and this one has a red undertone, as opposed to this one and this one who have yellow undertones. And then you have this and this. They don't have names on it, but in reality, these pencils are so thick and they're not lacquered. They're just the bare wood. They feel really good in your hand. You can write on these with anything. So you can write red undertone 1 and 2. 1 being the lighter, 1 being the darker. And it's really, there's only 12 pencils. It's really hard not to be able to see which pencils go with each other. These go together with this. These go together. These go together. These go together. It's really very easy. So you can match your pencils up for grabbing. It's kind of hard to tell from the barrels because they're not marked. So you have to put a marking on these no matter how you look at it. Unless you'll be swatching out every time you use them. These being so fat, these are good for people who have arthritis in their hands. That's kind of like one of the things that they talked about in the literature for this, is that they're for artists that need a little bit of help with their hands. I'm using this pencil sharpener. I bought it right out of the local store here. This is not like a difficult thing to get. This is a Friskers. I'll leave a link if I see it on Amazon. I didn't buy mine off of Amazon. The larger bore fits it perfect. All I needed, I think I left one pencil that needed sharpening. The lightest touch. Look at the point you get on it. Fantastic for details. Now look at the pigment. Fantastic pigment in the pencils. Lyra is an expensive company. They are a professional pencil company and been around since the 1800s. They've got their recipe down and honed. Their pigments really good quality. So while these are not really children's pencils, they're toted out as children's pencils. There's another set that has regular colors that have a triangle base. I'm going to buy those because if those are as comfortable and as nice as those are going to be some nice pencils. I do not see how it can be possibly use these pencils up. You're going to have these for a really long time. So it's not so bad that they don't have replacement for single colors. With a 6.2 barrel, they're going to last you. I mean, one person told me they have had them for years. This thing took a fraction off and just made the tip like a needle. It was fantastic. So blending, beautifully blended. Now, these are an oil pencil. These are not wax. Unless somebody corrects me, I believe they are an oil pencil. They match up identically with my deli pencils. And I don't mean color for color. I'm talking about the quality. And what it looks like is these pencils are one color. These pencils, the delis, picked out some other color. Now, these aren't put out by deli, but there is a good chance that they're using the same pigments because that's what happens in China. You just don't know. Whoever curated this set really did a great job because they don't match the deli pencils, but look how beautifully they lay down together. The colors are fabulous together. This is the perfect set to go fill in whatever doesn't come in the deli set. These would also be good for most pencils, but I'm just saying when I examined the colors to see if there was duplicates, there weren't. So you're getting 12 new colors, which is really good. This one and this one are slightly different, but they're very similar. This is a little bit darker than this color. They look beautiful together. Why is this so important? I haven't taught the lesson yet, but I'm going to show you how to lay down oil pencils. So it becomes more important to have colors that are analogous of each other than it is, say, for a Prismacolor where you could blend everything up and create new colors. With these types of pencils being put down, you can't really create that new color. You can only sort of blend on top of each other. So the more colors that you have in your arsenal to play with, the better you are. We're going to go way into that when I do the lesson on laying down of the colors. I just want to get through the pencils first, and then I'll start showing you how to lay these colors down. I've chosen another picture out of Sensational Wonder Women by Claudia Marulanda. I love this book because her women are gorgeous. And if you enjoy, like I do, doing different ethnic skin tones, this is absolutely the book to get. It's available on her Etsy page. I don't know if it's available in Amazon. If I leave a link, I found it on Amazon. So I'm going to start with the lightest beige. And I'm going to just get a very light layer down just to act as a base. Like the picture the other day, I'm going to be adding all the skin tones to this, so it's going to be a little blotchy. If I was not just doing this to test the pencils, I would stick to an undertone. Like if this woman had a red undertone, I would just use the red pencils, the brown and red. But since I'm kind of doing this with all the pencils, wow, it goes fast. For those of you who are impatient, but working with this 6.2 is way more fun than a 3.3. At least for me. I like a fatter core. Okay, once I get that color down, I haven't marked them, so I have to look where this is it. I'm going to start layering, and it blends up really sweet. Wow. Look how nice that is. Let's see, let's get you into another color. Peaches, I'm going to take a peach from the deli color. This is a little bit orangey. This might not work. It's not horrible. It's a good in-between color. Nah, not that one. I'm going to go to this one. Let's test this. Yeah, this is it. See, sometimes you don't grab it the first time. And it takes... That's the color. That's the analogous. So the number 3 pencil comes from the deli. Oh, yeah. That's it. Now, I know I'm using very light tones for a black woman's skin, but I'm building it up. I don't want to go directly to my darker colors. And, of course, I would be using a lot more colors on here. Now I'm going to see if I can get... Yep, that's it. This, like, blends itself. Okay, and then I would take it one step darker. Let's see what I could pick out from here, if there's anything. This color, so I want to go really dark. And there you have your black skin tone coming in. This is definitely one you want to put on an angle. You could see right there, I have a dark line. I'm going to have to get that line blended out. And that's because I went too much onto a point. Even I have wayward lines. Now let's see if I can scrub that out. And what you do, you would go back to your lighter shade. And there it's out. Now if I had really a lot of trouble getting rid of a wayward line, a lot of people asked, I just assumed you guys knew. This is the Prismacolor Premier colorless blender. And it's a marker blender, but it works on colored pencils. Now, they don't usually work that well on oil pencils. They're usually for wax, but if you have, like, all oil pencils have a bit of wax in it, so they do break it down a little bit. And you could see it smooths out. So I was playing with the colors of the other picture when I came across this and thought I'd have a lot more fun, because I found this reference photo. You know how I'm always talking about find a reference photo? They look very similar. I'm going to use a reference photo and I'm going to start it all over because I was really enjoying myself, but I already tested the colors and I know what works and what doesn't work. Now I want to do something real to see if that works. So here I am starting all over from the beginning, and I'm using the lightest of the peach colors. This is just a test to see how I like the pencils and how they feel, because I've never used a 6.2 barrel pencil before, and I wanted to see how controllable it was. As I'm going through it, I do feel like I have to adjust my hands just a bit, because it's very easy to lay down a thicker line. But that doesn't mean that if you do lay down that thick line, you can't fix it. I did find these pencils were easily fixable when I did. And then as I got towards the middle of the picture, I sort of got used to the way they handle it and where to put my hand on the pencil. So I would say this is a pencil that you need to do a little bit of practice on, but not much. I love the color curation that they did with these pencils, but I'm going to say that they held a little bit on the yellower side, and that's not really odd when it comes to Chinese manufactured pencils, and I'm not really understanding why. Maybe that's the way we're seen, like lighter skinned people are seen, or it could be that the fact that a lot of Asian skin tones are yellow undertoned. And that could be the issue, but I'm going to do this picture and I'm going to do it a little bit weird. I'm going to overdo some of the colors in this picture, and I'm going to do that on purpose. So my undertone is going to be a little bit more yellow than I would have normally liked it if I was doing, say, a real portrait and not just coloring to test the pictures. And I'm doing this because I have another video when I'm going to be showing you how to correct the issues. I'm going to be doing the portrait in this video just to test it. And then in another video, I'm going to correct some of the mistakes and show you how it's very easy to correct undertones with the proper color combinations. In general, I was really enjoying these pencils. Towards the end, and I'm not going I'm not going word for word from the picture. Obviously, I'm dubbing over this and just talking. But in this picture, I'm using pure oils. I'm using the Deli set, and I'm using the Lyra set. I did long for and crave some of my Prismacolor colors. I never would have gotten a yellow, such a bright yellow undertone had I had the options to have these other colors. But in my life in general and in my art, I never see me doing a picture without my Prismacolors. There's always going to be a need for a soft, blendable pencil because oil pencils are much harder to become completely smooth. And I know a lot of people have had issues with different pencils that they're difficult to use. That is the nature of the oil pencil. Where you put them is where they stay. And if you're used to Prismacolor, you know that where you put it isn't necessarily where that color or what that color is going to be at the end. So that's what makes up the differences between the oils and the wax pencils. To get a really good combination is where you really want to strive, what you really want to strive for. The second part of this video I'm going to do in real time, just to show you how slow my strokes are and how deliberate my strokes are for this portrait. The blender markers don't work all that great on oil colored pencils, but they do break it down ever so slightly. And so I believe that it's a necessity with the oil pencils, just because given the nature of the pencil itself, it's so easy to make a wrong stroke. And that really goes for all oil pencils in general. We're at the point of the end where I'm taking this. Now, I'm going to color correct it in the next video, or in 1 or 2 videos. I'm going to do a complete color correction for this picture. So I know the blush is too dark, this undertone is too yellow. It's not done yet. And I will see you in those videos. Take care.